Hello, and welcome to what we will now be calling Season 2 of the Yarnivore podcast. It's been a while. I don't know if I'm going to be very good at this. I didn't write notes. And it's been a while. It has been a while, but I'm back. I'm back, and I'll probably be back every week now. And, I'm back. I don't know if it'll be on Wednesday every week or if it's going to jump around a little. I still have to work that out. Still getting used to things. Welcome to my very messy spare room. As you can see to this side, can't see that it's really messy. There's a mirror. Might indicate that there's a bed there, but welcome to the messy Season 2 of Yarnivore. I'm going to call it Season 2 because I've been out of commission for a while, which everybody knows. And the light is going to fluctuate because there's a window right here and there's a window right here. You can see this one, you can't see that one. And it's trying to be a nice sunny day, but if you haven't followed me on Instagram or Twitter or anything like that, you wouldn't know that I have relocated. We have relocated. We PCS'd in military terms, which is permanent change of station, out here to the Pacific Northwest. And looking forward to no snow. I don't know how I'm going to deal with everything else. We kind of live out in the boonies. It's a new thing for me. I'm a city dweller. This is the boonies. Quite frankly, I went from being in Regina, which is a tiny little city, but you feel like you're in a city, right? Like tiny little city, or what Americans would consider a tiny little city. Regina isn't actually that small in the grand scheme of Canada, because Canada doesn't have really, really, really big cities, except if you're in Ontario, Quebec, or British Columbia. So, yeah. And then I moved to a suburb. I've discovered one thing. I hate suburbs, just so you know. I shouldn't live in them, ever. No suburbs. So now we're in the boonies, which makes the suburbs almost look good. But I also enjoy the Pacific Northwest a lot more than I did Minnesota. I loved my friends from Minnesota. Hi, everybody, if you're watching. I loved my knitting group. I loved my friends there. Minnesota didn't sell me. As I told my brother before he came to visit, just so you know, it's a bigger, dirtier Winnipeg with guns. And that basically sums up Minnesota for you, or at least Minneapolis, for anybody who's watching, who may be Canadian. I know I have a few Canadian viewers who will probably find it funny. Everyone else is like, I don't know what you're talking about, so get into the knitting. I do have knitting. I have a chair right here. It's my comfy chair, actually, and it's piled high full of crap, because everything is piled high full of crap in my house. There's going to be some tangents here, so sit down, prepare. You know how I do this. So we moved officially on July 1st. July 1st, we were officially here in the Pacific Northwest, and let me tell you, over 24 hours of driving and at least 3 days in hotels with 4 pets. Not fun. None of them travel well. And very traumatic, very trying. And long. And very long. So we got here, and I'm not sure. There are like 4 or 5 people who have military experience or experience with military-ish things. So permanent change of station, they move you. They move all of your stuff. You don't do it. Unless you're doing a TDY, and that's different, like, or a DDY or whatever, whatever, do it yourself. And of course, we couldn't afford to do it yourself, so we had to let them do it. So they come and they pack all your crap, and then they put it in boxes, and they put it on a truck. And if you're me, you assume the truck then starts and goes off to its little lands. However, if you're us, they then crate them and treat them like an international travel, and then you don't get your stuff for the next 3 weeks. So we lived on an air mattress in our house with absolutely nothing but what we brought with us, which was basically pets, pet food, and pet things, and we were very unhappy. we got the internet, we got TV, we got all of that well before we actually had a television. We did have our iPads. Thank God. Thank you, Netflix. Thank you, knitting. Because really, no one wants to deal with that. So, we waited 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that for our stuff to get here. It got here almost at the end of July. And it's what, September 15th? 16th. September 16th. And so we have officially unpacked all but 2 boxes. So I feel like I'm doing good. Okay. Someone just texted me. And I was the wrong person. It was kind of funny. Anywho, so it was a while. And then we unpacked stuff. We unpacked a lot of stuff. I had to clean this place when I got here. It was like so dirty. And there was definitely a little old lady who had cats. And they had left behind a lot of the blinds that were clearly from the 1970s. So those had to come down. We had to get new blinds and put up new blinds, which meant we had to buy a screwdriver because, of course, we didn't have a screwdriver. I'm sure this is all very entertaining to you. But let me tell you, it sucked. And I was sore. I was sore for many, many days. But it's getting better. And of course, as soon, okay, here, someone who has any technical knowledge, do tell me. When I get a text on my phone, which is blown up right now, it'll text me on my iPad, which is kind of fine. But then 10 seconds or 10 minutes or whatever later, my iPad will ding again to remind me. I don't know why it does that, and I friggin' hate it. There's Petrie. Say hi, Petrie. Hi, Petrie. That's Bebop's duck. It's his favorite duck. Okay, so moving sucked. We unpacked. Mom came, and she stayed for almost 2 weeks to help us out, which was very helpful because my mother is a clean freak, and so she cleaned a lot, which made my life much, much better. She cleaned, she organized, she pushed me to put away things that probably would have sat in piles for much longer had she not been here. In fact, I'm pretty sure a good portion of the put away was just because she was here, and she bought us some shelves that are amazing because now we have shelves. Like, this shelf didn't exist, and now it does. There's a lot of mailing stuff and business stuff. That's right, I'll get back to dyeing really soon. Actually, I just did that big thing with Casey of Tangerine Designs, the Willy Wonka kits, if you didn't see them. There's Bebop. People, okay, not people, pets will be coming and going. So, anyway. Shall we do finished stuff first? I don't know what I brought that's finished. Oh, here's something that I brought that I finished. I just kind of piled things in so you could see them. This is huge. I can kind of see through it to tell that you can see it. It is the Excuse Me shawl by Stephen West, which is a big old brioche monstrosity of a shawl. There's the back side. I don't know which side I like better. And aside from the fact that this is my first brioche thing ever, and there goes the hair. Whatever. Yeah, I just hacked off my hair too. I'm crazy. This is the first brioche I've ever done. It was a bit clunky in the start, but once I got into it, I was really like potato chip knitting for me. So the pink and peach and whatnot that you can see, the main color on this side, is Crown Mountain Farms hand spun. I hand spun it in the Wish You Were Here colorway, which I had a lot of. And I always wondered what I was going to do with it, and then I saw this pattern and I thought, hey, that's the answer, because it's too pink to be by itself, for me, personally. It's a personal decision there. But with brioche, I compare it with all this other random stuff on the back, and that's exactly what this is. This is leftover bits of handspun. So there's some leftover Nerd Girl. That's some Nest. I think that's Spunky. And it just keeps going all the way down. I just used the odds and ends and leftovers and little mini skeins that I've made to do the opposing side, which really came out quite nicely. It gives it a cute little stripy pattern. So if you're feeling dark, you can wear it on this side, and if you're feeling more pink. You can wear it on this side. Either way it works. And it's friggin' massive, okay? I don't know how big the actual one is because the actual one is written for, I think, sport. I want to say sport. I know it's not written for fingering, and this is out of fingering. These were all close to fingering, probably heavy fingering in some cases. So it's supposed to end up bigger than what I got, and this is actually not blocked yet because I'm lazy and I didn't feel like blocking it. But it doesn't actually need a lot blocking. Like, I mean, some things you go and you knit them and you go, I need blocking on this. Not this one. I think I can get away with it. There's Frank, who may or may not still have jam on her bum because hubby spilt jam. Well, he was eating a jam sandwich. He eats jam sandwiches. Sometimes he just eats jam with a spoon, but either way, he was eating a jam sandwich and it glooped and it got on the cat. This particular cat, and on her butt, and he tried to wipe it off and she was angry about that, so he gave up, and I'm pretty sure she still has a sticky butt. She's gonna need a bath, I'm just saying. So I do love this. I'll probably make another one because I loved knitting it so much. It was, once I got the hang of the pattern itself, it was so easy. The trick that I used to get into the brioche-ness was that I had, prior to moving, I had downloaded a couple Craftsy classes because they were on sale, and I got the Mercedes something Clark, I think Tavish Clark or something, whatever. Her first name's Mercedes, one of her hyphenated last names is Clark, and it's a brioche made easy or something class. I watched that, and that's basically how I learned to do the stitch properly, because although Stephen West is cool and everything, he cannot describe how to do brioche to save his life. He did add a video, a link, not his video, but a link to a video that someone had done about brioche, and I found that one lackluster, so I went with the Mercedes one. So I love this, as you can see, because I don't know if I'm going to take it off. It depends on if I get warm. So after that, I was like, yes, brioche. Brioche everything. The Excuse Me shawl, I knitted on 3.5 or 4. I can't remember. It's in my Ravelry pattern. There are some screw-ups. I screwed up in some places. It's my first brioche, like right there. That is totally screwed up. But I'm fine with that. Fine with it. So, still riding the brioche. And I saw this hat. Someone had made one on Ravelry. Or no, Instagram. I saw it on Instagram first. And I was like, I can make that hat. And it uses leftover. Well, it doesn't use leftovers, but it calls for like 39 grams of one color. And so I was like, okay, leftovers. And I went to my leftover sock bin and I picked out colors. Well, the main purple. There you go. The main purple, which is called Lenore. And it's by Sheep Dreamery. It's her Allure base, which is an MCN. That one I had a whole skein of, but I thought that would be perfect for the solid color. And then underneath it is the leftovers, because I've already made a pair of socks for my mom out of that. And that is the Ain't It Fun by Knitty & Color. I believe it's the acoustic base. Don't quote me on that. The cool thing is you can invert, or you can like inside out it. It's basically reversible. To me, it's reversible. And then you've got like more psychedelica going on there. Looks good either way, in my opinion. In my estimated opinion. So, and I look like ass in hats, so deal with that. So it's just a cute little slouchy-ish beanie. It hasn't been blocked either. I look like a boy. So, that was fun. It was quick. It was easy. This is the Vintage Prim hat by someone who has a name. Let's see. Did I leave it up on my PDF expert? That is the question. There is no answer. As you can see, this shirt, scarf thing. The shirt is not falling off. The scarf is. Drea Renee Knit in Color. That's who it is. And that's the pattern pictures. So yay. So yay. And come here. I'm going to take this off and fold it up a little. I'm sure you need to see me folding things. Just take it off and fold it up a little. Throw it over there. Ta-da! I did participate in Camp Loopy. I have 2 of my Camp Loopies here. I don't have the first one because that was a gift from my mom, who of course came and visited, as I said. One of them was this, because apparently I'm on a Stephen West kick. And it's big, and it's long. And this is the Spectra, which everyone and their cousin has made. I used Dream in Color in the Midnight Derby colorway, which is the blue, and a Schoppelwall Zauberball Crazy in some colorway that I'm sure had a name. But it was really quick. I finished that one well in time. I think this was number 2, which had to be 600 yards. That's done. Did I block it? Hell no. This is Sadie. Does she block anything unless she has to? No. I don't. I block things when I need them. Sometimes they will sit forever without blocking just because I don't feel like digging everything out. And my final one for Camp Loopy, which was the tag amazing. It had to be something amazing. I don't know if everybody's been talking about it or not. I've been out of the loop. Deal with it. I did the Hito food thing, monstrosity. It's big. And so I did it. And I made it for my bust. And then I tried it on. And I hated it. And then people were like, oh, it'll block out. It'll block out. And I was like, okay, I'll block it. And I will like it. I blocked it. I still hate it. Guess who's getting this? My mother. Here, I'll kind of stand up here for you. So there you go. Okay, so here, I'll take my chair out. This is going to be so attractive, right? Giant skull, some belly for you. So herein layeth the Hito food problems for me. 1, I added 3 repeats to this bugger. It's still too bloody short. Like, seriously. Okay, so if I wear it open, it hits here. It should hit lower, okay? No large woman wants anything ending right here. Let's just accentuate that, shall we? No. The other thing is, this neckline, okay? No. Bad. It looks bad. It's just not. And say we did. The arms are a bit on the tight side for me. I'm not a fan. The 3-needle bind off isn't particularly annoying per se, but I just feel like I'm in a sausage case. And this line that's created across my shoulders, yeah, let's just amplify the linebacker-esque look. So, let me just fix that. So, to recap, I knit the Hito food 1 month, 3 skeins of Julie Spins in her Euro sock. Love the color. It was an okay knit. It was fun. But on me, not happening, okay? Either it sits on my boobs and it looks like I've got some weird little boob flaps coming up the bottom, or I leave it open and it looks like I have too much for it in the front to actually meet. And this neckline, no. I'm sorry, if you're a big girl and you made one and it looks good on you, more power to you. My particular big girl size, no. Now, on the plus size, and you may go, your mom is tiny. Why would you give it to your mother? This is true. My mother is very tiny. But whereas I have a small chest, my mother is well endowed, and she's going to kill me for saying that. But we have the same chest measurement, bust measurement, when we're taking bust measurements. So if I knit something and it doesn't look right on me, or if it's a little too small on me, or if it falls weird on me, it always looks good on her. So I just give it to her. So she's getting this. She actually wanted it to not fit because she was here while I was knitting it, and she's like, I want it. So she gets it because this monstrosity is not going to go on me, and I'm never going to knit another one. And yeah, it was a great construction. Just not my body type. No. Bad news bears. Need a sip. And I'm drinking the evil Diet Coke. This one doesn't tell me to share with anybody, which is nice. Because I wouldn't. I'm mean. Okay. So, spinning for my birthday. Let's just backtrack a little. My mother, my in-laws, and my husband all teamed up and got me a Hansen wheel. Its name is Luna. It has a Luna sticker on it. So I've been really enjoying that. Yes. The bobbins are huge. Big bobbins. So my most recent spinning, because I was like, well, I should show them some spinning, because I have done quite a bit. This is my most recent spinning. I have not set the twist, because apparently that falls into the realm of blocking, and I just don't. Who's playing around back there? Oh, hi, Frank. So this lovely thing is, let's see if I can, you know how people stick their finger underneath and show you how thin it is? Let's see if I can do that. I don't know if that's an accurate representation. It's at least a fingering throughout the most. It is 2 different bumps of Spotted Circus, which I got at SSK, not this year, but last year, because I couldn't go this year because of my move and my husband and blah, 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 blah. But, let me just fix those. So I spun it, and there's over 8 ounces. There's 900 yards-ish, I want to say. I wrote it down somewhere. One skein was BFL and Firestar, and one skein was Superfine Merino Alpaca. I want to say something else, but either way, it's gorgeous, and I don't know what I'm going to make out of it, but I love it. Okay, into knitting. 22 minutes, and we've only hit knitting. We've only just begun. Actually, no, I brought 4 works in progress, which is basically what I'm knitting on actively right now. I mean, there are more works in progress, and I'll bring them out as they get worked on over the next while with you. But for now, these are the things that have been actively worked on recently. Let's start. Oh, crap. Let's start with a sock, but I'm not going to show you the ball because it just fell down and I'm not getting up. You don't need to see my butt. I have a picture. It's in my little folder. I got this from the Loopy U, and it's actually come very much in handy, especially if you're traveling. It's just a little clear plastic with plastic sheeting, and there's rivets or rhombus or grommets. You could put it in something, but I just used it for traveling. I am doing a pair of the Collie Wobbles by Emily Estrada, who I believe is Fiber Town podcast. Don't quote me. I'm out of the game here. I've been out of the game. Let me get back into my mojo. My mojo is broken. Well, not my knitting mojo. They are the Collie Wobbles by Emily Estrada. And I want to call them the Cobbly Wobbles. Not even going to lie to you. Cobbly Wobbles. I have finished the first cuff, so to speak. And I've started the heel flap here. So there you go. If I pull it back here. And there. up front. You can see the little details. It depends on which color the details are done in as to if they really pop or not. And there's the back. This is, I think it's called Björn. I'm not sure the colorway. It is 3 Irish girls in their Adorn sock, I want to say. It's all in my Rav notes if you want to see. And especially earned to me because I picked it up with a friend of mine when I was in Chicago. When I was in Chicago with my soul blood sister Lily, who's doing research, I went to some stores, and this was one of the things I picked up. And I was with Mechanical Doll is her Ravelry name. And I adore her. She's awesome. I could espouse her awesomeness for quite some time, but let's not say I did. So this is the first sock. Like I said, I'm not going to show you the actual ball because it fell down the side of the chair and you don't see my butt. And second up, I actually have the pattern on my iPad. See, I brought the iPad because I knew I would need it. And I know I have to draw for the thing that I didn't draw for ages ago. Just give me some time, okay? I know you will. Just saying. I'm asking for some time. A friend of mine is back home in the Canada lands, in the hinterlands, in the cold north, where we all live in igloos and whatnot. She is very pregnant. She's due, I want to say December. So I did a baby surprise jacket for her, and I'm doing a munchkin blanket to go with it. This is the munchkin blanket. Woo! There we go. So you use 4 colors. It's kind of mitered. It's kind of cool. Doop. There you go. You just have to keep holding it different ways because my brightness isn't adjusted for webcamming anymore. And it is by Amy Swenson, who is indiegirl.com. So, because it's baby stuff, love her as I may, I don't trust her with yarn. So she's getting the Pound of Love. I bought 4 colors in the Pound o' Love. 1 pound. Actually, I think the Pound of Love is a different brand. Or is it Carrier? Either way, this is the Pounder. Very, very pro Made in America here. Yarn Inspirations. No dye lot. Of course there can't be a dye lot. This is 100% acrylic, but it's a softer acrylic. So it doesn't make me feel like I'm a bad person. And it does soften up with washing. And let's face it, babies poop and puke and regurgitate things, so that it has to be washable. Otherwise, and I don't want, she's a new mom. I don't want her to have to deal with, specialty washing instructions. That, and she's an artist. And artists can forget things. Most artists I know, and I'm a fiber artist, so I get it. We tend to have a little moment, and I'd rather not have her freak out because she shrunk it. So I did the first, it's done in triangles. There's the first triangle. I am on the second triangle, as you can see here. There are a fair amount of ends. There's an end for each color. So you stripe A, B, C, D, and then you go B, C, D, A, B, C, D, and then C, B, blah, 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 right? So, there you have it. And you may go, these are fucked up colors. Oh, I swore. There's my explicit tag. You may go, these colors are not baby colors, but she's brown like me, so we're both, First Nations, Aboriginal, Native Americans, whatever you want to call us. I go by Indian because my status card says Indian. These are the 4 cardinal colors of our belief system. So they each have a representation. They have a representation in the circle. They all mean something. And you're more than welcome to look up the 4 cardinal colors and do some research in that. Maybe learn something. But because she is also Indian and very practicing, she did dance until she was pregnant. Fancy, I want to say. I want to say or no, I don't know if she did shawl. She wasn't jingle. I think she's fancy. Don't quote me. Could be traditional. Anyway, she did dancing, powwow dancing, and so she does live the life as best she can. So the cardinal colors will be very symbolic for her. And she's having a boy, so it works. You know, for a girl, I'd feel kind of like a schmuck. But when it comes to a boy, it's hard enough picking boy colors, so the cardinal colors will look really cute. The baby surprise jacket is also like that, but I sent it home with my mom. And I will either go visit my mom and deposit this before time, or maybe I'll mail it. I don't know. But it's a beast to mail to Canada. So Mom took the jacket when she was here and went. And there's Frank again. Hi, Frank. So I'm doing that. I'll probably have a lot of love left after. Maybe I'll make another one just in case. Just in case I need it. Because apparently babies are in the water. That's why I'm not drinking water. Everybody I know is coming up pregnant or just had a kid. Like everybody. Not touching the water. Not touching it. I finished a pair of stripy socks recently, which means I had to cast on another. And if you've had a stressful move and you're just looking for something to completely chill out with, you're gonna cast on this lovely thing. I actually have 2 skeins of this because that's right, I'm a hoarder. This is the Dia de los Muertos Desert Vista Dye Works colorway. 12 stripes of awesome with cat hair. Cat hair now included. 12 stripes of awesome. I was very reticent to actually cast on my Dia de los Muertos, but I also figured, hey, I could finish these in time for Halloween. Apparently now I'm going to have the hiccups. I'm sorry. Finish them in time for Halloween. They are gorgeous. So I finished the ribbing. Ta-da! As per usual, I did 3 colors. Well, I guess in this case I did like 5 because there's the black and the black, but I only counted the 3 big colors for my ribbing. Ta-da! That's on a US 1 2.25 millimeter needle. And I have to say, I was watching the Knit Girls, because that's about all I've watched lately is a couple Knit Girls podcasts, just to get back in the loop. I don't know why. I immediately go for TKG. Anywho, they said something about this is a size blah, and or blah blah millimeters, and they're like, who cares about that? And then they had this whole conversation about metric and stuff, and I was like, I only think in millimeters because that's how I've always thought Canadian wise. Like everything has always been in millimeters. So when you say like a US 5 or then they said something like this is a 5, so I thought it was a 5 millimeter, not a US 5, which is 3.75. So yeah, if you're wondering who that confuses, me. But of course I still love them. There's also a question about if Canada is bigger than the US, and I assume it is because of the Northwest Territories, and people were probably screaming out, and they probably got schooled on whether or not it's bigger, but I do believe it's bigger. It depends. Alaska could be the differential there. And this guy, I forgot to tell you, is knit on, I believe, yes, US 8, 5 millimeter. There will be many ends to weave in. I'm not looking forward to it. The last thing I have on the needles, I went to Shepherd's Harvest this year with a bunch of people. Mostly Christy, who is Knit Swear Tank on Ravelry and Instagram and stuff. And she's pretty awesome. So we went, and her mom was with us, and we met up with a bunch of knitters there too, our knit group. My Minnesota knit group was like wicked awesome. I'm hoping I find something equally as cool out here, but it's, I don't know. I don't know if they could top the off color palette knitters. Palette color knitters. Either way, there were some fine ladies in Minnesota who made me laugh when I had trouble. So I bought this at the Shepherd's Harvest, which is the to-do out in Minnesota. There we go. It's the Trade Winds Ponchette by Catherine Ashley Wright. It came in a kit with all the yarns, and the yarns are by Utopia. This is Kate Wright Designs, who I believe is Utopia. I don't know. Anywho, the color on here is not the color I bought because, hey, that's just not my thing. But it does come with 5 individual colors. So I am on color 4, and I am knitting it on, I believe I'm on the 5. I believe you start on a 4. Yes, this is a 5. So I'm on the 5 now. Where's the front? There's the front. Well, it doesn't really matter where the front is because basically the only detail it's got is this one lace thing that goes all the way down, and then you do like the cute little edging. So it's got this lace detail going all the way down with a cable. It's very pretty. It comes in small, medium, or medium large. I'm doing the medium large because I'm a big girl. And I've been told that the kit is enough to do the medium large size. The jury's still out on that because I have this and 1 more color, and I have 6 more repeats plus the final one. So I don't know. I may have to cut some repeats out and be like, yo, dude, this is not enough. Okay. In which case, you know, my inner fat woman will be very unimpressed with the fact that you think that small and big are the same yardage size. But I'm on color 4. It is much bigger, it's just the needle is not. So you can't really tell. I am so far loving the color shifts. Kind of coming up true. It's a lot darker in real life, except for the purple. The purple is actually like that, but the teal, it's a lot more teal. But there you go. And then the last color, which I have not skeined yet, is this. They came all lined up on this. It was very cute. So this is the last color to go on. I'm hoping to be finished like tomorrow. I don't know. Tomorrow's going to be a long day. Bebop has to go to the doctor. So that is lastly what I'm working on. Those are my big projects, my big current projects. Watch that blanket not get done for another month. The acrylic hurts my hands. I've become pampered. The acrylic hurts my hands. And I get cranky. It's how it happens. I will probably finish the poncho and maybe a pair of socks. I don't know. 38 minutes. The only other big development that's really happened in my life, aside from, you know, wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey things and, you know, health going up and down, Bebop, my baby boy, my doggy, was diagnosed with Alzheimer's and has been put on Prozac. He has fits now where he forgets things and he starts panting and shaking, and it's very disorienting for him. With the Prozac, he now only really freaks out during thunderstorms, and during the move we also got him the Adaptal collar. I'm not sure if you've used it, but it's a plastic collar that exudes pheromones that calms them down, and it works like a charm for moving and stuff like that. But that was a big blow, a big setback in our lives, was Bebop getting older. So now we have 2 geriatric pets that we cannot leave because he does freak out so badly. It's quite sad. Those are my big things. Aside from that, it's just been moving, getting used to things. Having hubby home is great. Now he's on a ship, so adjusting to that. I've never, in the time we've been married, in the time we've known each other even, he's never been on a ship. He was on land, and then he was overseas, and now he's back, and he's on a ship. Getting used to that. It's a different ball game than what I'm used to. Eventually, I'll be used to it all, right? Like at some point, I will get to the point where I know what's coming, and I don't know. I'm still learning, and sometimes it gets very frustrating. But you get to know that now. Aren't you lucky? Didn't you miss it? There's a cat over there. I really don't have anything else to say. I hope you guys are glad I'm back. If you aren't, I'll stop. But quite frankly, I've been poked enough. And I do want to say thank you for letting me take my time out to really just chill. And it was a really hard year. It was very hard on me. And I may get into that more later on, but right now I don't want to. It's a good day. Let's just go with it's a good day. And I want to do, I don't know if she watches at all, but I just want to say, Mama Teja, I hope I'm pronouncing Tejas, Mama Tejas. You know who you are, girl. She had a scare recently, and I was very concerned because I naturally worry, and I think she's awesome, very awesome. So, thoughts and prayers go out to her. Aside from that, I'll see y'all next week. I'm not sure what day next week, but I'll be here next week. And every week following, because my mother told me so. Bye.